Hello, my name is Massimo Teri. I work as a technical marketing in STMicroelectronics, and in this video I will show you how to assemble our STEVAL-ROBKIT1, the first robotic solution developed for our customer to provide a comprehensive platform with suitable products for robotics such as sensing, camera, microcontrollers, and software tools useful to build your own solution. Let's start with the unboxing and assembly our STEVAL-ROBKIT1. Let's start to assemble the robot. So identify the bottom side of the chassis and start to assemble the caster in the bottom. To do this, release the screw. Position the caster on the bottom side of the chassis. Align the screw with the hole and start to tighten the caster. After that, we proceed to assemble the motor part. Before to mount the motor on the chassis, we need to put the motor holder on the motor itself. Do this. Identify the orientation of the motor and screw the motor holder on the chassis considering the assembly position. So this hole has to be aligned with this hole on the chassis. So position the holder. Put the screw and the nuts. When you screw the nuts, pay attention that the flat surface of the nuts is aligned with the flat side of the motor holder to avoid the issue when you assemble the motor on the chassis. Do the same for the second motor. Now we move to mount the motor on the chassis. So align the motor with the hole in the chassis in this way and put the screw inside the hole to proceed with the screwing. To screw the motor, you can use a flat screwdriver or crosshead screwdriver for M3 screw. After this, we leave for a moment the bottom side of the chassis and get the top side of the chassis to proceed with the mounting of imaging board support, motor control board support, and so on. The chassis will arrive with this protective film, so to proceed with assembly, remove the film as I did for the bottom side. Now let's proceed mounting the support for the imaging board. So first of all, assemble the support. Okay. So proceed with the first part of the support, identify the position on the chassis, put the screw inside the hole. Okay. As you can see, the support has this area with the hole inside to put the nuts to proceed with the holder fixing on the top side of the chassis. So you can proceed assembly. Help with the tweezer if you have difficult to put the nut inside the hole. Now proceed to assembly the second part of the imaging board holder on the chassis of the imaging board already assembled on the top side of the RobKit. To do this, as you can see here, there are a small hole where is necessary to put the nuts to proceed with the assembly. So put the nuts inside. Okay. Proceed with the assembly. Align the nuts with the screw. Okay. Do the same on the other part. Okay. We can proceed with the assembly. We can leave this part for the moment because these screws are needed for the imaging board assembly on the holder. Proceed to assembly the motor control board. This one is the motor control board we will use to drive the RobKit. To assemble this board, we need to use plastic holder. Okay. So identify the position of the motor control board on the top side of the RobKit. These one are the holes we need to use. So position the screw on the bottom side and screw the small plastic holder. Proceed to insert the motor control board inside the holder and then use this standoff to block the motor control board on the top side of the RobKit. In this way. To position the battery pack on the top side of the kit. The battery pack has also the holder for fuse to add a protection in series on the supply line for the RobKit. We can proceed first of all to screw the fuse support on the top side of the chassis using plastic screw and plastic nut in the bottom. Using the tape available in the package, fix the battery support. Okay. And now we can proceed to assembly the two sides of the kit. To do this, we need to use this plastic standoff and the screw in the bottom side. So then connect the motor wires to the motor. Identify the correct orientation of the connector respect to the connector available on the motor. Okay. Taking care that the fuse holder is properly screwed on the chassis. Fix the top side and bottom side of the chassis using the plastic screw. Connect the motor wire to the motor control board, taking care about, also in this case, the orientation of the connector. Okay. And then insert the wire needed to connect the motor control board with the main board we will put on the top of the kit. Okay. At this point we can proceed with the assembly of main board. Consider the orientation of the main board as to be in line with the top side connector on the motor control board. Align the standoff previously assembled with the hole available on the main board. Insert the flat cable on the main board. After connected the battery pack, we proceed to assemble the image board, that is this one. Consider the orientation of the main board because this wire has to be inserted in this connector. So proceed with the assembly. Put the screw and the plastic nuts. Then we can assemble the wheel. And put in the battery pack the battery to run the motor. The battery is a 1.5 volts battery, AA type. Take care about the position of the switch that has to be put in off before plug the battery. Okay. Plug the fuse inside the fuse holder. Okay. Battery holder. turn on the switch. Now your robot is ready to be used using our application mobile app ST-Robotics. Download the app from our website. You can check your device. You will see here RobKit1 pair. Once the robot is connected, you can start drive. You can select different mode, and with this graphical tool you can select the direction to turn or throttle to go on or to go back. Okay, so that's all for the description on how to assemble your RobKit. So please connect to our website, download the material, buy your RobKit and start to play with our solution using our mobile app.